Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Wednesday. It is 9:30. It's prime time. The 215 boys are in the house. My name is Maiko, and I'm, of course, with Dave Yarnell, the showstopper.
What's up, baby?
What's going on, Dave? What's going on,
Hi-
brother?
How are you, man?
Man, I am, you know what? I'm stoked football season's back, but Dave, I'm really not happy with week one preseason, bro.
Really?
I seen good things. I seen bad things. I mean, with our
hmm
team, of course. I mean, I don't know where I sit.
hmm
Dave. Number one, the starters don't play. We don't see them. Number one, okay.
True.
So I don't know. I can't really put an opinion on what the hell this team looked like, Dave. I really can't.
I saw some flashes that I liked, though. I got to be honest about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's flashes out there, Dave. I mean, yeah, there's flashes, but as an
hmm
overall team unity, Dave, I don't know. We don't see Dak. We don't see this offensive lineman. We don't see this wide receiver. We don't see this defensive lineman. I mean, Dave, we have to see a camaraderie of players playing at the same time
Oh,
to make a judgment on this team, Dave.
our tight end looked pretty good from what I saw. He looked pretty good. Shoemaker.
Shoemaker, I mean, he made a nice off the ball catch. I mean, little shoulder catch on third down, great catch,
hmm
great. He should. I mean, his bugaboo coming out of college, Dave, he was a blocker. He wasn't a wide receiver, which
hmm
we talked to we talked to Rudy about that, and he said this wingspan is 7 foot, and he definitely showed that on that catch, over the shoulder catch. Great ball by Cooper Rush,
Cooper
but
Rush.
I mean, we know we have a back. The one thing I can say, we definitely know we have a backup in quarterback Cooper Rush. I know that.
I was actually watching a little practice today, and they had a little scuffle there that I saw. Two guys were going at it, and
Ooh.
yeah, it was a little hotheads at camp.
So
So
this wasn't Diggs Prescott round two.
no, no, not at all. No, no.
Okay.
It was just two guys that I didn't get names, but from what I saw, I
Mhm.
was I was on the go, so I really didn't get a chance to see all of it. But it was like one guy came in and he pushed him, the other guy pushed the other one, and everybody could collide. It was like, oh, here we go, hotheads collided
Well,
at training camp. So
that's going to happen when you play your same team over and over for 4 weeks straight. That's going to happen until you see a different body, a different helmet, a different jersey lined up on the side of you. Dave, I know I get tired of you, you get tired of me. We're going to push each other once in 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
right,
Very simple.
exactly,
But Dave, I mean,
right.
what did you see, Dave? I mean, we'll talk about preseason recap here. I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch the whole game, Dave, because
I didn't either. I was out for the most of the day, so I didn't really see a lot of it.
mm,
But because actually, it wasn't on NFL Network at
mm,
all.
mm.
If it was, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Um,
it wasn't on. I have all the channels, so I did watch it
yeah,
on the Dallas.com
the
or
game
Dallas.
wasn't on TV, so I couldn't really see much of it. But from what I saw, I mean, Cooper Rush didn't look that bad.
Cooper
But
Rush
then
was
again,
solid.
Will Greer actually looked pretty good too. So I don't know. I mean,
Hey,
you
listen,
know,
when Cooper Rush played basically not even a quarter, he went 10 for 12 or 83 yards. Looked
that
solid.
that's actually not bad for a quarter if you think
Not,
about it.
exactly. Not even really a full quarter if you think about it, Dave. I mean, listen, Will Greer, man, he had one pick, but Dave, 22 for 31, 199, and two touchdowns.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. And I'm okay
Mhm.
with our quarterback situation. I really am. I'm okay with it. I know we have a solid quarterback in Cooper Rush. 4-1 last year.
Mhm.
Solid. If that goes down, he can man the ship, which we've seen last year. I'm okay with that. But Dave,
Right.
there, there's what do you I mean, how do you feel about what I just said? Are you cool with
But
that?
but but if you think about it, let's go back to last year, last season. Cooper Rush hasn't touched the field since the last season because Dak played everything by the time his 5 games were up. So
Yeah.
him playing in this preseason game was the first time he's touched the field since last year.
And
Um,
that's very true. I mean, Dak got hurt. Of course, Coop stepped in. He goes 4-1. He did his thing. He got pulled, of course. Then Dak wasn't the greatest quarterback after that, but we ended up with a great record, 12-5 last year. So we're fine with that. But I like what you just said. Cooper Rush sees the field in preseason. I think I was still. We'll talk about game two coming up, Dave. But I'd like to see Cooper Rush get more time in preseason because it gives him game flow situations where he can manage, and when he's
mhm.
asked to play, I think it's good for him because Dave. If I don't do a podcast for 5 weeks, brother, and then I fill in for somebody, man, my timing's off. I don't know where the buttons are at for the promos, whatever. It's a timing thing. So I do like that he got in there 10 for 12, Dave, on two series. That's pretty
Hey,
damn.
it's not bad at all if you think about it. It's really not. And actually, when Will Greer came in, he actually pretty good. I mean, I think he threw an interception,
Yeah, he had
but
one pick, two TDs,
okay,
one pick.
yeah, I know he threw. I thought I saw that in the stats.
Hmm.
But the one throw he did throw was, I think it was. I want to say it was to Jalen Tolbert, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yes. Mm-hmm.
I was right. I mean, he was wide open. It was really. I mean, if Jalen doesn't catch that, he's cut tomorrow. It's just one of those.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
just one of those passes. He was wide open, went in the middle, got the touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like what we see. I mean, I think we definitely keep three QBs. We most teams keep two or three, of course. I think we have solid backups in. Excuse me, a starter in Cooper Rush it needs to be. I'll call him. I don't want to call him 1B. I'll put him at tier 2. But then we do have someone that can come in and manage a game in a Will Greer. I'm okay with that, Dave. I really am
I
right there.
I am too. I'm okay with it. I just want to see. I mean, I know Dak's not going to touch the field, but I think he should. I don't care. I
We'll
don't
talk.
care. I don't care if it's for a series. Just one series, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Going into week 2, we do have a topic for that. But I agree with you. I think he should see the field in a little bit, at least one series, to get some unity. Get the verbiage down.
Just get your feet wet. I mean,
exactly. I mean, when you play, you listen to the O line out there is listening to number one. You're listening to Cooper Rush number one. His sound, his cadence is different from anyone else's on the team. Then you bring in another, round 3. You bring in Will Greer, different sound, different verbiage, different timing. Then you bring your starter for 17 weeks in Dak. Well, you're not getting that practice field situation when you have another helmet lined up against the side of you. That's unforeseen territory that you don't know. You're going to line up different. You're going to react different. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But, Dave, let's talk about – now, I didn't mention this topic to you off screen, but I'm going to ask you this real quick. Dave, are you surprised, that Rico, your boy – seen 6 carries and was number 2 on the Dallas depth chart, running the ball, 6 carries, 21 yards?
His one carry though that I did see his one carry. He almost had to the end zone and he fumbled. I'm like, oh, Rico, what are you doing? I was like, my touchdown was there. I was excited.
Yeah, I think in the group chat I said, well, he's on the bench now.
I mean, between him and Malik Davis, I think it's Malik Davis, is that right? Is the other
Malik Davis.
Yeah, those two are they're gonna fight it out for that number 3 spot or 2 spot, whatever.
I do because it really concerns me now with this situation with Rico. As I said, there's a bet out between you and I, a friendly bet. If Rico scores a regular season TD, I'll be the first one to go out and buy his personalized jersey because we know we ain't getting that on NFL.com, Dave.
According to Rudy last week, Rodrigo's not even going to see the field, so I don't know where but in preseason, you have to do what you can because you don't have Rojo for what 2 games?
2 weeks. He'll be back.
That's what I'm saying. 2 weeks, right? So,
yep.
I mean, and I don't think they're going to cut him. So
no, he's number 2.
I mean, either Rico he makes it, or he goes to the practice squad, one or the other.
You know what? I like it. I don't want to say this is true, but I'll tell you what I feel that Mike McCarthy put him on audition. Hey, listen.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We think you're going to. We don't know if you're going to make the team unless barring injury from Ronald Jones, Tony Pollard, or Malik, or even Deuce Vaughn. You're listed 5 now, but we're going to give you the ball. Go out and do what you can. Make an audition tape out there. If nobody picks you up, you'll be on our practice squad. That's what I think they did for Rico. I really do.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree.
I mean, I can't say that's right or wrong, but I think that's what they did, honestly. But, Dave, let's talk about my guy, Deuce Vaughn. You
know what? This kid is for real. He is the real deal. I am so excited for him. I cannot wait to watch it. I mean, what I saw on Saturday, like I said, didn't see much of it, but what I did see, he had 2 nice runs. I was watching another podcast not too long ago, and this guy I really like. He's one of my favorite ones, and he calls him Mighty Mouse, and I'm like, I kind of like it. I like the name.
Well,
Mighty Mouse.
I don't know. We can go Mighty Mouse because Maurice Jones-Drew was Mighty Mouse.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
I don't think we can call him Mighty Mouse. I don't know, but it does like he's built like that. He's 5'5", stocky legs, lightning fast, and like Dave, I was listening to the Dallas one, because that's where I watched the game at, and I tuned in just to watch him. Of course, the starters, those starters really played, but I watched the first set with Cooper Rush just to see how the unity was there, to see back and forth. Then I watched Deuce Vaughn come in, and I tell you, Dave, watching the broadcasters there, and the one guy came out, he was like, on the spin move, I think I did put that highlight in the group chat where he did that spin move, and the broadcaster was like, wow, are we seeing Barry Sanders all over again with that move?
No. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, yeah, I was like, well, I wouldn't go that far, but that move was pretty damn sweet.
No, this kid is he's small, he's fast, and he's going to hit the hole quicker than what Zeke did because Zeke actually it's kind of like looking like Zeke in 2016 if you think about it, because
Yeah,
the way Zeke hit the hole in 2016 and then
yeah.
kind of like
Well, that's
deteriorated as the years went by,
well, yeah. I
but
mean, I agree with that one, Dave. In 2016, his rookie campaign when he came in the league, everything was north and south. He hit the
right.
hole hard. He didn't wait for a block, and then as time gradually goes away, what did he do? Like Dave, you always heard me say this phrase here. Zeke became a poor man's Le'Veon Bell to me. He
Yeah,
stayed
well,
he stayed behind the offensive line, looking, and then hit the hole. You can't do that in the NFL with these hybrid defensive linemen who run 4.3s anymore, Dave.
now
You can't do that.
let's put in perspective. Zeke did have 12 touchdowns last season, but lot of them more from the 2 yard line, 3 yard line.
But Dave,
Um,
all I'm going to do is say he better have went out and bought Tony Pollard a Rolex watch for getting him to that end zone, to the red zone, Dave. That's all I'm going to say.
exactly.
Okay.
Actually, I know we just started the show. Well, we're 12 minutes into the show.
Mhm.
I want to congratulate Mr. Ezekiel Elliott for getting a job. And
Mm.
hey, it's a 1 year deal with New England. I'm glad he's got a job and he got a haircut too. So maybe that'll change a little bit.
You know what? Let's talk about it. I mean, listen. Once a Cowboy, always a Cowboy. We're not going to be like other people. You're on the Cowboys. You did great things for us. You leave. Screw you. We're not going to be like that. We're not like that. We're a fan of the team who played with us. Once you don the star, certain people, they're always a star to me. And Zeke did a lot for our franchise. I'll
To
admit that.
me, it's just going to be different. Not seeing our 21 on the field.
Well, Dave, the funny thing is,
Be-
you're not going to see 21 on the Patriots either.
I know, I know, I know.
He's Ohio State Zeke 15.
I know. He got 15. Actually, it's funny. He got his number back in New England.
Mhm.
But it's just going to be funny now. Dak, hunting the ball and not seeing 21 behind him. It's not going to be the same.
It is true. I mean, Dave, I have to admit this. I watch all the games, so I know, and that's not what I'm going to admit. Everybody knows that, but I don't think I could do this, Dave. If I'm watching a Patriots game, I hope week 1 Zeke gets into the end zone because I'm going to be the first person when they play the Eagles going, feed me, feed
Feed
me.
me.
But
Yeah, actually, and he kills the Eagles if you think about it. So
he does. I mean, that would be a great. I don't even know if he should. He's going to be a great, red zone guy. Just like Joe says, Zeke turned into a TD Vulture like the bus was that 1 year. Exactly. I mean, if you have a 1-2 punch, going back
hey,
to
Saul, what's up, Ed?
exactly. You can. Where can you find Sully at? Where's he at on this network? Where's he
You
at?
can find him Tuesday nights 8:30 at Extra Innings with me, baby.
Also, and I think he's on a Monday night show called the Sully Squad.
The Sully Squad on Monday night at 6 o'clock. You can check him out there too.
Check him out. Check him out. He's all over. Everybody's everywhere on this network.
That's my partner on 8:30 Tuesday nights. Extra Innings. Check us out. We're talking MLB baseball.
But Dave, regarding Zeke, real quick, okay? Are you coming from a Dallas Cowboys standpoint here? Are you pissed off that $4 million, Dave, was all it took to get him to sign?
It was 6.
It's $4 million is what they said today.
No, well, I heard 6.
I thought I heard on Twitter it said something about $4 million. If it's 6,
no, it was 6. It was 6.
But still, $6 million, Dave. I mean, come on, for a legitimate backup that has gas in the tank. Come on.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think Jerry could have gave him 6. You think about it.
Okay, Joe, you're right. Joe said 6 was an instant. I don't know where it was. Somebody reported on 4 with it.
Yeah, it was 6. Mm-hmm.
But $6 million, man. Listen, I mean, Dave, let's put the little scale out there, the Jason Fine scale, okay?
Oh,
Zeke, Ronald Jones. Well, I'm getting older.
I mean, no, it's definitely Zeke. There's no doubt about it. But Zeke, the only thing about Zeke is he can block that guy from the outside that saves Dak's butt all the time. But my thing is, 7 years is a long time with one team. Maybe the grass is going to be green for him on the other side, and it's not like he's going to a bad team. New England is decent.
Well, I know one thing is going to be a lot colder up there in Patriot land.
Oh, he's played with Ohio State all those years. His college years, so it gets cold in Ohio too.
Now, I just want to know here. Here's the gentleman's the big bet. Well, it's going to be colder up there. In his younger days, he wore the halter top. Does he come back and wear the halter top with?
It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't.
But I don't think he does because Bill Belichick don't play no shit.
I think that's why he chopped his hair.
I think it was already if you read it, I would love to see that signing thing there, Dave, the contract. Bill Belichick, 6 years incentives here. This is what $6 million 1 year incentives. Article number 1, no tweeting bullshit. No number 2, no partying, no pit bulls at your establishment because you remember the pit bull thing.
Yeah, I do.
And then at the very bottom it says you must cut your hair. Okay.
He probably did. I mean, wouldn't surprise me.
That's a Belichick thing. I
Who
mean, look,
who
look
was the
at.
baseball player that chopped his hair off?
Oh,
That
I
played
don't
for the
know.
Red Sox,
I
and
don't
he
know.
was the Yankees. And he had, help me out, Saul. I know you're watching. The baseball player. He chopped his hair off.
I don't
I
know.
can't. I can't. I see his face. Just can't think of his name, but it'll come to me.
I
Um,
mean, go back to the Ocho Cinco days. I mean, Ocho was a
yeah,
tweeting machine,
right.
and I remember during that season, one of the stipulations were if you play for this team, you do not tweet in anything regarding the whole season. And he was off Twitter for almost a year.
Hey, well, yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, Fuge, how you doing, bud?
There we go. What's up, Fuji? If you can check out
So,
Fuji, he's going to be moving to, I believe, Wednesday nights coming up in about 4 weeks with the Fuji's Philly Flair. He is taking a little time off because he's a great man. He works the Phillies games out there. So we'll see you when you come back, Fuji. And
Fuge is off.
your answer is Jarrett Cole.
Garrett Cole.
A
Nah, that wasn't what I was
question.
thinking of. No,
Question. Question.
no, that's not what I was thinking of.
Okay, I have no idea.
Back in the day when he played for the Yankees and he played for the Red Sox. He was an outfielder.
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon. Yes.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
Look at that. Look at that.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Yes.
I remember that because
Yes. Because I remember he had his hair all long, and then we went to the Yankees. He had to chop it off.
I remember because the reason why I know that, Dave, is my ex-wife hated football, baseball, basketball, whatever. But the one time I remember, funny story, we were watching a game, and it was a Braves game, and I switched over to the Yankees game, and she seen Johnny Damon with the hair, and
Johnny.
she was like, oh, he looks cute. And like a year later, when he cut off his hair, I was like, there's the same guy. Do you like him now? She's like, no. So that's what it was. Johnny Damon. That's right. I
Johnny
remember that.
Damon.
Yes, I
Thank you.
remember that. Yep, that's
Thank you.
right. Mhm. Yep.
Thanks, Tom.
Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. The
Yep.
long black hair all the way down. Yes.
Yeah, it was long too when he was with the Red Sox, and then when he went to the Yankees. He had to chop it off because I think it was
Mm.
the owner wanted him to do it or something. They
Hey,
wouldn't let him.
I don't care if you got braids, and I don't give a damn what you have on your clothes.
Steinbrenner wouldn't let him. That's right.
Yeah, I don't care what you do off the field, as long as you perform on a Sunday or Monday or Thursday when we play. I don't give a two shits about what you do. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? I really
Actually,
don't.
Zeke looks good though. He actually looks back good when he was with us 2016 when he had his hair actually was short. So
I don't know how they're going to use him. I think it's a good signing. I think he's going to be good.
I think it's a really good signing for
I
the.
think it is
It's a good
too. I
fit.
really do. I think it is too. I mean, all the running backs are gone, Dave. Dalvin Cook's gone too.
Well, let's give quarterback for New England.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, yeah, it gives him extra weapon for him too. You know,
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, I think it's a good signing, Dave. I really do. I mean, he's good for $6 million. It's a hell of a deal. I don't want you
Right.
can't say hometown discount, but it was a discount. I mean, he got a job, but we'll see what he is. I mean, that's going to be.
I think it's a great fit for Zeke. I really do. He'll be fine out there. He's going to be just
I
fine.
agree. I'm glad he got a job. Of course. There's Mike Lawrence. You can check out. There's Mike. Sub boys, how you like and do, brother? Listen to me. We talked
Michael,
about that.
I'm loving this kid. I got to be honest.
I love the kid. You know, I had him in the college football last year as my dark horse Heisman, but the only downfall was playing at K State, a lower end school. But I love this kid. My thing is this: I'm going to use this the whole season. You can't tackle what you can't see.
Right, and he hits that
You know,
hole. The kid's quick as all can. I mean, and he's
he's
small, so
he's
he's going to be
fast.
small and hitting that little hole. He's going to go. Once he gets free, he's going.
And
So
I did look today before I went to practice today. I was looking at some Dallas stuff, and I did see that he's actually fielding punts. They took CD off the punting formation,
I
and
saw that.
they put Vaughn back there. And Dave,
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, if this kid, Dave, listen to me. If you, especially on like the kickoff or punt, pick your poison. Cavante Turpin, Deuce Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with either one.
I'm cool with either one of them. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to put Lamb out there, I'm okay with that too.
No,
Doesn't matter.
I don't want my number one receiver fielding
Oh,
punts.
I get it, but he's done it before.
Dave, but if
Okay,
I'm
fine.
Dave, I don't want to see that because Dallas, Dave. I'm avoiding injuries. I can't see that because Dave, there's a huge
Well,
downfall from Lamb to where we're at, Dave. Okay.
speaking of injuries, we got away with one yesterday.
Yes, we did, Dave. Yes, we did.
We dodged the bullet on that one.
You want to tell the viewers, Dave?
Yeah. Apparently, Micah Parsons was hurt his leg in practice yesterday, I believe it was,
A little limp off the field.
and he limped off the field. It wasn't good, but he said he's okay. It was a little scare, but nothing to be, fearful about. We're going to be all right. He's going to be fine.
And Dave, speaking of Parsons, real quick. I mean, this is just our opinion here. Parsons is one player out of the NFL or on any team or even in the just overall general of the NFL. Well, if he gets hurt, he's not going to tell you he's hurt.
Of course not.
You know, like
I mean,
going back to his first year, Dave. I remember sitting, watching that show where Hard Knocks. Dan Quinn is saying, "All right, you're done, Lion. You're done." He's like, "No, Coach. No, I got one more series to go, Coach. No, dude,
yeah,
you already
you're
had four.
done.
You already
Sit
had
down.
4 sacks. You're done. You're done. This
Yep.
is preseason. No, Coach, I got one more. I got one more set. That's the type player you want, Dave. But I don't know, man.
My thing on Parsons is too. He goes full force every down in practice. I mean, we all know that. But I mean, he almost hurt Dak a couple times.
I agree.
I mean, you can't touch the quarterback, but he did a couple of times. So we kind of dodged the bullet on that too. I haven't seen much on our defense like full force, but from what I've seen, it's pretty good.
I love our defense. Dave. Which we'll talk about that in a second here. A couple comments here, real quick. Fuji brings a great question here. Hey, fellas, what's going on? Brandon Cooks bring to the offense. Dave,
I'm excited.
I'll let you go first on this
one. Fuji, I got to be honest. I'm very excited about Brandon Cooks. He's going to make a load of difference. I mean, it's kind of like you lost Amari Cooper, but you got Brandon Cooks, so you're not really losing much. The way I look at it.
Yeah, I agree, Dave, to a certain point on that. I mean, I'll go against you there, in my opinion. You do lose a lot you gain with Cooks and you lose with Cooks over an Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper gave you that big stature of a possession receiver that can go to the sideline and demand the ball on sidelines, bring the ball in, physical receiver who really didn't stretch. He did stretch the field, of course, against your damn Eagles out there, Eagles fans. How do you feel about that one? But based on the point there, he didn't have breakaway speed that Cooks has.
That's what I'm saying.
Cooks has that breakaway speed, and if you put him with the next comment here from Fuji, this name here, Michael Gallup, which I'm talking about now, you put Cooks next to Michael Gallup on outsides, and you take CeeDee Lamb back to his natural slot at Oklahoma. You put that together, pick your poison. Gallup can take you deep. Cooks can take you deep. Lamb can take you deep. Lamb can go inside, outside. Gallup has gazelle moves where he can take you inside, outside. Pick your poison. I love the Cooks deal. And Gallup, we know what happened last year at Fuji with his injury. We know that he came back off a huge, huge ankle injury. They paid him the money. I'm going to give him a pass next year because he came back off injury. But I think it's a make or break year for him coming off the injury. That's what I want to say.
Fuji, I'm going to say that Gallup is 100% because he wasn't last season. We all know that. He wanted to play, but he was only 75 to 80% at best. Now he had a whole season to recuperate, get his leg back into where he wants it, and actually he looks great in camp from what I've seen so far. And he's going to be okay. He's going to be good. I'm telling you, it's going to be a whole new Michael Gallup this year.
And that's the thing. I mean, I watch a lot of it. A lot of it based they're really not playing 11-on-11 ball with the starters yet. I mean, they do, but they'd only play a little bit.
Still 7-on-7 if you think about it.
It's really 7-on-7 because there's no active line hitting. You're basically you're practicing stunts. The offensive line take one hit, stop you, and that's pretty much it. And the wide receivers are letting them run their course. But what I've seen from Gallup, it's old Gallup, Dave. He's high pointing the ball. He's cutting on a dime. And Dave, the one thing I love saying this, the speed is back with Michael Gallup.
And it is. And the thing about Gallup is that boy can jump like a gazelle, man. My man can jump.
Yes.
He's got vertical leap. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. I mean, he's a huge red zone threat. And Dave, I'll tell you one name real quick before I read this next comment.
Right.
One person that really surprised me, Dave, as I was very high on this guy when they drafted him, but he's been riding the pine for the last 2.5 years. Semi Fiacco.
Yeah, I love Semi. Semi's like a fourth receiver, though. He's not.
He is, but Dave, I tell you what. Will Greer threw 2 passes to him back-to-back plays on a bubble screen outside, and Dave, he showed some physicality. I mean, he ran over.
Semi can play. There's no doubt about that.
And he looked good, but Dave, I've always said this with Semi being 6'5" wide receiver, that with high points to ball, get him in there. Run 4 wide near the end zone and the red zone. Run him out there and let him be a red zone threat because 6'5", Dave.
Semi could be your third down guy too if you think about it. I mean, if you need that, at times. I'm not saying all the time,
but my thing, Dave, is okay. We'll get into the preseason, but you got to have the camaraderie when Dak plays with Semi because there's no timing right now. Everything out there. I tell you what, the person that I see Semi getting the ball from is Will Greer.
I can see that.
Because that's all they do is the second and third team have the timing down with Will Greer. It's not even with Cooper Rush right now. It's really not.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. To me, Semi's a 3 or 4 at best. that's all he's going to be.
Mhm.
But when he's on the field, he does show signs of what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see him play. I want to see him play. Hell, we got 2 Fiacos on the team this year, one O line and one wide receiver. So Fiaco's a name staple of the Dallas Cowboys. So get him some time. Fuji says, "What about the wide receiver the Cowboys signed last year from the Steelers? You remember his name, Dave?
The last wide receiver from the Steelers,
James Washington.
Oh, James Washington.
He's not even on the team anymore. I think
he's not even on the team anymore. No, he left.
They released him in camp after he got injured.
Yeah, they got rid of him. Yeah.
He's gone. I mean, I was only ecstatic about that move, Dave. Another hybrid receiver, small guy, slot guy. But hey, listen to me. We got Brandon Cooks last year. We were going to get him, but he wanted 15.
James Washington didn't even touch the field last year. He had to get 2 catches all season.
He got hurt. He got hurt in the preseason. Remember the
no, he played 1 game. He did play 1 game. I think he had 1 catch, and that was it.
That's because they had no other wide receivers, Dave.
I know.
But you know what, Dave? I mean, listen. You starters come in. You tag out a backup coming in. But guys, speaking of your tag team partner here, who's this guy?
Hey, what's up, big man? What's going on? My partner for Friday night, 10:30, the Atomic Drop Podcast. Check us out.
And also, he does one hell of a show called Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave.
10 a.m. And listen to this. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag right now, but Mr. Ken Fry has something up his sleeves, Bat Cave, for all the viewers out there. I'm not going to drop it yet.
Really? I can't wait to hear that. Can't wait to see that.
All I know is that an atomic drop is being dropped on something that he's doing out there. So you better stay tuned on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, because Mr. Ken Fry is going to be dropping.
Better not be dropping on me, that's for sure.
No, he's going to drop it on the entire network coming pretty soon. So stay
tuned
to what's coming. Stay tuned to what's coming.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Now Ken has to go to work. Have fun. Thank you, Ken. Thanks for hopping on. And
don't work too hard, big man.
And of course, the next comment, she says, she says, 2 of my favorite people. No, you, Eileen, you are our favorite person.
Eileen, you are our favorite person. You have no idea how much we respect you.
Yes. And I'm still waiting on you. And I'm not going to stop messaging you until you actually host the show on your own, because
Eileen, when you coming on, girl?
Exactly. You definitely need to. More knowledgeable than I've ever known a person that I'd never even met before.
Eileen's on every show. We love it.
Exactly. But Dave, all right, let's get into some big news, Dave. Let's get into. I mean,
big news.
I went to church last week, Dave, and all I can say, I'm doing my, everything there. I was a lector last week, and after that, I went down and I sat in the pew and I said, Lord, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for wealth. I don't ask for this. All I ask is for health, a roof over my head. My family's fine. But Lord, can you please do me a favor? Can you please sign the freaking big man?
And he, it's funny, and I should copy off what you're saying. I was actually the night before it happened. I was actually praying. I said, please. I said, make this happen. I did. It was so funny. I was laying there, and I'm thinking to myself, it's got to come. It's going to happen. I said, just let it happen tomorrow. And guess what? It did. It did. It was. I said to him, thank you, God. It happened. But and I pray that he stays healthy all season, because we needed him. There's no doubt.
It's so funny, Dave. Cowboys fans has these certain coin phrases that we use all the time. And going back to my dad, rest in peace, pop up there. It got me started with the Cowboys. God, 1977. Going back 40 damn years. But my dad always told me. I remember we used to go to the games in Dallas, and I remember one time I asked my dad, the first time I ever told him, I was like, Dad, why is there a hole in the roof? And he's like, the reason why is God is always watching down.
So God can watch.
Cowboys.
Yeah, as I've known that for forever.
And I remember him saying that. And when that happened, Dave, and when you actually sent me the thing, because I wasn't even looking at my phone, that he signed. And I think I was doing something. I put the thumbs up or whatever, and I looked at it. And I remember saying, I was like, wow, dreams do come true. And number 2, I looked up in the sky and I was like, Dad, he was watching down through the roof, and he said, even though they don't play that, there anymore, they're watching down. Dad, Dak got signed.
Jerry always says deadlines make deals, and we know that for a fact. Jerry was going to cave in eventually. I don't think, and to be honest with you, I don't think Jerry had anything to do with this. I think Catboy actually made this move. To be honest with you,
who?
Catboy.
Who?
Stephen Jones.
I agree with that one. I agree.
I think Stephen Jones had more to do with this than Jerry did.
Listen, I give all the credit to Stephen Jones out there, number one, because Dave, I'm gonna reminisce and go back 7 years ago, Dave. Okay, I'm gonna go back 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting there in the war room with our first pick. Was any thoughts in your mind that this son of a bitch is going to take Johnny Manziel?
No, because here's the thing.
Jerry Jones wanted him so
no,
bad.
no. I'll put it this way: Jerry wanted Johnny Manziel.
Yes.
Steven, and the crew talked him out of it.
Well, Dave, do you remember, if you go back to that war room, I think it's on YouTube somewhere. I did see videos. I don't know where to find it. Maybe we'll play it next week. During that broadcast, Dave, of the war room, the Cowboys Darth Vader war room, it looks like the damn.
I've been in that war room. It's nuts in there, man.
I know it's beautiful in there. You're gonna see it.
It's beautiful, but it's scary at the same time because when you look at it, you're like, yeah, it is. It really is.
It's like the Darth Vader, like war room ship right there. It's all black, basically.
When you're looking inside, you're like, oh wow. It's like once the door's shut, you're like, oh.
And there's a reason why we tell Cowboy fans, if you're not a Cowboy fan, welcome to the dark side. Now you'll know why. Okay?
That's what that room is, the dark side.
Exactly. But there is a video out there, Dave, where Jerry Jones had his ticket in his hand, like with a little marker, and Stephen Jones came up to him and pulled it out of his hand.
He did. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and the people were asking him. I remember all the media, what was on that card. He was like, I won't lie to you, it was Johnny Manziel.
It was Johnny Manziel. Yeah, thank God for Catboy. Yeah, he actually made the right move at the right time.
He's been making our moves. I mean, ever since that draft, we've been drafting hell of.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Catboy at all. I'm really not. I mean, the things he does, and just some things I shake my head.
Look, as long as he
this one, I was like, thank you.
Listen, I have no problem with it. Like, as long as you put a good team on the field and you draft well, I don't give a damn who's making the calls. But to me, Jerry, I know you didn't have nothing to do with this. All you did was just sign the checkbook. That's all I can say.
Because if you remember, Jerry said, I want him to finish this deal that he had currently, which ended in 2024.
Right.
And I don't think, and I think when he saw the offensive line in preseason, he's probably like, you better get him into camp now.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry's at the game just sitting there like, oh my God, this offensive line without Zach, this is what.
It's not the same. I mean, it's just it's just not the same. And without Zach Martin, where would we be? Really, we would be in trouble. Think about it.
All I can say is Josh Ball.
Exactly. That's you have to say that. That's a given. I mean.
And the way he looked in preseason games, the way he got manhandled against his second-string team, Josh Ball. Oh Lord, thank you.
Hey, if anything ever happens to the offensive line, Jason Peters is on the other side.
Hey, you know what? Dave, I hate to say it, but at least the man did his job.
We have his phone number on speed dial if we need him. So
Hey, listen, you bring in the great wall of left side, right side. Why not bring him in? It's cheap deal. He knows the system. He can play 8 games a year, 6 games a year. I don't give a damn. And he played really good last year, Dave. You think about it as well.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't do bad at all. He didn't.
I mean, he didn't. I mean, plus, you know what, Dave? A lot of credit is given to Tyron Smith and Jason Peters because they had a lot to do with Tyler Smith's rookie year, Dave.
Now let's keep knocking on wood. Tyron's actually. We're getting lucky here.
Dave, don't mention his name. Don't.
I don't. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's just.
Don't.
I'm not
saying
the word.
Dave, we're not going to mention our leg guy.
The two Smiths they're there.
I'm not going to mention all universe left tackle because I don't want him to get hurt. And
he's still the best.
He is, but we're not going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, Dave. Let's talk about offensive line starters here. Now, where is the weakest link on this offensive line?
Is it Tyler Bate? Maybe Tyler Bate? Tyler from Wisconsin?
Tyler Baez? I think it is.
I think so, too. I do. I just think.
Dave,
as much as I hate to say that.
Dave, let's think about this real quick.
Tyler from I can't say his last name. I just call him Tyler from Wisconsin.
Tyler Baez is what his name is. But
Biades.
I call him Baez. But yeah, Tyler from Wisconsin.
Tyler from Wisconsin. That's what I call him.
Travis Frederick's back up. Holy crap! But Dave, I mean, you think about this offensive line. You got I'm going to say his name. I'm sorry, Tyron Smith. God, then you have Tyler Smith. And then you have the weak link, Baez there, and then you have all universe Martin, and then you have, I want to say, all league Terrence Steele.
What a 180 he did last year. I mean, my man did a 360. I mean, he turned it around. He really did.
You know what? I got to give him credit. I got to eat the crow on that one because I bashed him all year, Dave, all year, and he shut me the hell up. Terrence
I
Steele.
just want to see how this offensive line does with this new offensive coordinator and with with Schottenheimer and with McCarthy calling the plays. I want to see what happens. I'm really interested to see how this offensive line looks like.
I was looking at something, and I was watching some show, Dave, and they talked about the offensive line here. If you go back to the Green Bay Packers, Dave, what did Aaron Rodgers do well? Of course, he stays in the pocket. He can make any throw on the field. Of course, we know that. But what is the one thing Rodgers does? He keeps plays alive by moving
He
right and
sees the
left.
field. He sees the field better than anybody.
They moved the pocket with Aaron Rodgers, right? And that was something McCarthy controlled, moving the pocket from hash mark to hash mark. That
Mm-hmm.
to me is what Dallas is going to do because they do have athletic offensive linemen that can
Mm-hmm.
move. And I think they're going to do a lot of stunts where they're going to twist right, twist left, and I don't think they're going to play a lot of man up ball. I think they're going to try to move that pocket for Dak to get out of the pocket to go back to, I don't want to say Aaron Rodgers versus Dak. I'm never going to say something like that. We know the
No,
difference there.
no.
But I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to move the pocket for Dak to get out away. I think they're going to do.
Can I just say one thing?
You
Dak's
can
in the
say
best
whatever
shape.
the hell you want.
Dak is in the best shape of his life right now. Dak looks
Wait. How do you know that?
because just looking at him, he's so thick. He's thicker than he was in the past.
Dave, I bulked up too. Look.
I get it, but I'm saying he looks. I mean, Dak looks really good. He really does. I mean, I'm not saying because he lost. He wasn't. He's actually lost weight this season, and he looks thicker. That's all I'm saying.
He does. I mean, he put a little body mass on him. He does look good. He looks more physical, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But Dave, I don't care if you're the most physical quarterback out there. My thing is as a quarterback, and I preach this to my QBs. What I look at most is two things. I look at route progression, number one, visualizing your field, going through your mental aspects of the game, 1, 2, 3, and number two is your ball accuracy, how you put a ball where it needs to be. Those are my two things.
Well, I mean, I think with this offense, I think if Dak picks it up as quick as I think he can, I think he's going to be okay.
I think so too. I think he's going to have a good year. I mean, last year you can't go any really worse than you did last year with the picks, Dave. You really can't.
Right, exactly. And hey, what's it called in Houston now? So we don't have to worry about him anymore. Wide receiver. You know what I'm talking about.
Why do you have to bring him up?
No, I'm just saying he's in Houston now. We don't have to worry about him anymore.
I know, but why do you have to bring him up? I miss him.
Because he was one of our top 3 receivers last year.
I know he was. I know.
That's what I'm saying.
But you had to bring him up, Dave. I was having
No,
a good day.
I mean, I get it, but I mean, how many tip balls did he have last season to kill us? You know, I mean,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
now you got 3 solid wide receivers that are going to be absolutely outstanding. I mean, Cook, Ladd, Gallup. You can't get those 3 are just going to be having,
But Dave, there's one name that you really didn't mention, Dave. A draft pick 2 years ago in the third round. I'm sorry, Jalen Tolbert.
Oh, you know what? This kid's coming off an injury last year too.
Finally.
And he had a touchdown. He had a touchdown on Saturday. I did see that, and I'm excited. Hey, maybe this is his year. Who knows?
When he was drafted, I remember we talked about it, and I said I like this kid, Jalen Tolbert. He's a good hybrid wide receiver, good ball skills, great, great talent, cutting wise, route tree is great. Injury, of course, we didn't see him, so we got back ended. But this year in camp, he's fully healthy, and he's showing that he could be a solid wide receiver. Not 1, 2, 3, Dave, but he's going to be that wide receiver that can come in and actually demand the ball on some routes, Dave. He really.
I agree, and he will, and I'm sure Dak will find him too.
I think so too.
Yep.
But let me ask you real quick. There was one injury, Chuma Ndoga. He's still out, Dave.
Yeah. Well,
Off-season pickup. Great.
How long do we know? I didn't get
they're saying 2 to 3 weeks, still precautionary, but I think it's a preseason thing where he's going to sit out. But Dave,
how's Donovan Wilson doing? Do we know?
Who's that?
Donovan Wilson. Do we know what's going on with him?
I think they're just going to keep him out for the season. It's
I think so too.
Well. What I'm hearing is precautionary as well. I mean, we know he's solid in the back end, Dave. That was a big. Dave, to me, it goes like this for me. Okay, Zach Martin's number one, the signing we just had.
That was another bull we dodged too, if you think about it.
Yes, but to me, the offseason moves that we had was, I love Brandon Cooks coming over, Stephon Gilmore I love, but to me, the biggest offseason move that was on our team was Donovan Wilson, the signing of him.
2-year deal, great. Yes. It was great. It was a great signing.
He is the Q. I know Parsons is considered the QB on a defense for us, but I tell you what, I give so much credit for Donovan Wilson because that man, Dave. I'm going to go back to Roy Williams days. That's to me who he reminds me of.
Right, I agree. I'm just hoping that he's okay coming for Week 1 against the Giants.
I think he will. I think it's just precautionary. I really do. But I mean, other than that, I think we'll be in solid shape, Dave. I think we need to see more. But let's talk about this, Dave. Let's talk about it, man. We preseason week 2 is coming up here. Of
Yep.
course, we're playing the new Legion of Boom, possibly whatever they're considering they're calling out there. Probably one of the top 5 wide receiver. You know what? I want to say top 3 wide receiver cores in the NFL. What they have, Metcalf,
With Tyler Lockett, of course. Yeah, I
Tyler
mean,
Lockett,
God,
Metcalf, and then Jigba out there. I think it's
they,
solid.
they have so much. I mean, I think Geno Smith's gonna have a good year. I
No,
just do.
I agree. I think he's solid. He panned out last year. He proved a lot of people wrong. A lot of people don't
Mm,
like him, from his time at the Giants and the Jets. But listen, he played last year. He played great up to his. He managed games, and you
mm.
got you got a great team out there as well. So
Geno Smith's fast too. I mean,
yeah,
he can run. He has a good arm.
yeah,
I
he's good.
mean,
I mean, he threw for 4,400 yards last year. Great
mhm.
season.
the
Earned,
the
earned
kid knows. I mean, he knows his system, and
exactly.
I know Pete loves him. So
Yeah, and it's the second year of his system where he's considered a starter in his second year. So you can't go you can't go a lot lower from what he had last year, but still. But Dave, here's my question.
well, you got to remember too, and not to keep harping on this kid, but I mean, he's filling big shoes too. I mean, Russell Wilson leaving. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean
Um,
that's a big shoe to fill.
mhm. Fuji asks, "Is Mike McCarthy on the hot seat, Dave?"
It's a great question,
I
Fuge.
think we have different views of this. I'll let you go first.
According to a lot of ESPNs and FS1, yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
In my eyes, no,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
okay, I'll put it this way: with ESPN, I'll go, he is on the hot seat if
Okay.
he messes up. But I look at it this way: the last 2 years we've gone 12-5. Is that correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he won a playoff game last year too. They beat Tampa.
Hold on a
So
second. Hold on a second. 1 second, Dave. Let me look for my participation trophy real quick.
I get it. I understand that. But he does have a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
And this year he's going to be. It's a whole new system. He's going to be calling the plays with Schottenheimer. So if they get off to a bad start, yes. But as of now, I don't think he is. I got to be honest. Because Jerry seems to love him, so I'll stick to that.
Well, I'll say what I have to say here. I think he is on the hot seat. I think any head coach for the Dallas Cowboys is on the hot seat from week 1 to week 17, no matter what. All eyes are on you. But if he jumps out to a lackluster start, Dave, where let's say he goes 1-3, 2-4, whatever, at week 7, you're going to be hearing a lot of talk about Dan Quinn taking over this team.
I can see that.
I really think that.
But let's go back to when McCarthy won the Super Bowl with Green Bay.
Okay, he had a quarterback by David Aaron
right.
Rodgers.
I understand that, and I get all that, but he did call the plays too, and he was offensive coordinator. So
True.
I think with us, I think it's kind of going to be the same situation, and I can see if that's the case, I think they're going to be fine. I just do.
I think the first year we did the 215 Boys show, and I had to give props to Matt Klein, our third member here. I did say I got to agree with you, Mike McCarthy. I don't believe in him now. The first year I gave him the pass because it was the COVID year, new coach,
Right.
COVID year, no practice, no OTAs, no training camp. Jumped right into week 1 the way it was.
That was rough. That was rough.
That was rough. But I'm going to give him a somewhat pass again, Dave, because it's okay. Now you're the bona fide play caller. This is your scheme. Last year it was clearance store, dollar store, Wonder Boy, bread boy. Kellen Moore, his ass.
It was the Kellen Moore story. Boy Wonder, get it right.
No bullshit. No Boy Wonder, my ass. My ass.
That's what I call him. Boy, I always called him Boy Wonder.
Boy Wonder, my ass. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, he's in LA. We have to worry about him right now.
All he is the crust of a bread. He ain't even bread.
He's a Charger. Leave him alone.
Exactly. Enjoy your time with the palm trees out in San Diego. Enjoy your.
Good luck with Justin Herbert.
Hey, he's got a damn good QB and a great running back.
And he's got a good running back too in Eckler. So
he'll be fine. But screw you. I don't care about you.
And he's got Keenan Allen too. That's pretty good receiver
team out there. But my thing is okay, I'll give somewhat of a path to Mike McCarthy as well because of the fact you're the bona fide play caller now. It's all on you, and everything's not going to happen 1 year, Dave. We know that. We know what's going to happen. So I think he's okay for this year. But the only thing I can say, I'll say this: if he goes below, I won't even say a record, Dave. I will say a record. If he goes anything under 10-7, he's going to be on the hot seat. But I
That
tell you what, Dave,
that I will agree with. That I
he
will agree
has
with.
he has to win a playoff game this year, Dave, or he's
I think he has to either win the division
that.
or
If you win this division over the superior,
the
Class A,
superior Philadelphia Eagles, which I keep hearing how great they are, and I'm not denying they're not.
right, you'll keep your job if you beat them and lose in the playoffs. You keep your job, but if you get to the playoffs on a wild card and you limp in there on the wild card and you lose week one, your ass is going to be on the first plane somewhere.
You know what? I still go back to that 49ers playoff game, and it blows my mind.
Dave, don't take me there, please. Don't.
No, I know, but I'm just saying if that were if it was a different situation, which it wasn't, but I still feel McCarthy. He can still coach in this league. He knows the playbook, and I think with Schottenheimer, I think those two together could really be a dangerous combination.
Well, I think it's a win-win situation with both of them. Mike McCarthy, of course, is the play caller. Of course, we know he's going to have the
Schottenheimer's he's not. He's been in this game a long time. He knows the deal.
Right, and I think he's not. I think he's going to be, the little birdie sitting on his shoulder here.
Right.
So, okay, well, Mike, it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 or 4th and 7 here. We're on our own, territory here on our side of the field. Let's not be stupid and go for it here. Kick the ball, punt the ball.
Punt the ball. Let's put it in their end.
I think he's going to be that voice in reason to Mike McCarthy saying,
let's
not be an idiot here. Let's not be an idiot here. Let's rationalize what should we do based on analytics of football. That's what I think.
And to answer our topic question, will the starters play? I think Michael Gallup, you might see a little Michael Gallup in there. And you might even see, who knows, maybe a Cook here and there. Maybe. I'm not saying for sure, but
one word I'm going to say, Dave, where the hell is number 4 play?
He doesn't.
Why?
Because he doesn't have to.
He does have to.
Maybe a series. I'll give him that, if anything. Okay, but I'll put it this way. He may not play. Let's put this in perspective. He may not play next game, but he might play game 3 just to get his feet wet.
Listen, I think you need to take off your slides and jump in the water and get them tested because, number one, Mike McCarthy's offense versus Kellen Moore's offense. New lingo, new verbiage, new scheme, new players. And like I told you backstage, Dave, is you think about this. Okay, you have Cooper Rush as your starting quarterback right now in preseason.
That could change.
Okay,
I mean,
but Dave, as I said before, as a quarterback, Dave, if I'm your quarterback and you're playing center on the offensive line, they hear my count. They hear my stupid voice constantly, my snap count, my cadence, my speed, my repetition. Then you bring in Will Greer, okay? Different voice, different repetition, different continuity, different mindset. Everything's different. Then you bring your starter from week 1 to week 17 who has not played live action against another team lined up against you in a different jersey, different helmet, different scheme, different game speed, different situations where you've never seen. That to me plays mind games where week 1, oh shit. How many times last week in week 1? I think we had 14 offensive penalties in week 1. Why?
Yep.
Because there's no offensive communication between your starting Q, the offensive lineman, and your wide receivers. I mean, Tyler Baez, that's what you need to do. Tyler Baez, and he needs to come out there and say, hey, twist left, twist right.
Him and Dak got to be on the same page. I hear you.
But you're not getting that. You're getting that. I mean, if that's the reason, hell, I'd rather have Cooper Rush come out there for week 1. At least he knows the commands.
I know we're missing a running back for the next 2 weeks for the first 2 games.
Yeah, Mr.
And there is a running back out there that's still sitting out there. I don't know. I'd go get him. That's just me.
You want to go out and get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
I want Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I do.
Hey,
I think he would make this offense even stronger than what it is.
You know what? I kind of like that, Dave, because I was talking to a buddy of mine today.
I can see Jerry Mick giving him a deal for,
Listen, here's the thing. Okay, Dalvin Cook, I didn't see what his deal was, but
the Jets.
Zeke, I know. I don't know what his deal was, what his amount was, but Zeke got $6 million. Kareem's not going to demand that. He's probably a $2 to $3 million.
That's what I'm thinking.
Deal. So here's the thing. What better way, because Nick Chubb ran you out of Cleveland, you still have gas in the tank. Go to Dallas, be that 1-2 punch with a Pollard, a 2-3 with Ronald Jones as well.
Right.
I like the move because to me it's
It
a
wouldn't.
smart.
It wouldn't surprise. That's a Jerry move if I've ever seen one.
I like the move as a cheap move. It gives us a little bit more depth at running back is something we need because
Mm-hmm.
Dave, we really don't have that big back. I mean, you
We
look at a
don't.
lot
I
of
mean,
teams.
think about it. Rojo is out for 2 games.
Yeah,
Um,
the little puffer, the
right. I
puffer.
mean, Deuce can only do so much because he's so, it is what it is. And your starter is Tony Pollard, which I get, and that's great. I love Tony Pollard. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
a Kareem Hunt would actually make it even better.
I
I
mean,
think.
but there's catch 22 is on both ones. If you look at Deuce Vaughn, okay, number one, you have to have a play package just for him. Okay,
Right. Exactly.
he has to have his own separate play calling sheet with his stature, his size, his speed. He's not going to be that everyday bruiser back that can run north and south. Number one.
Mhm.
Then you talk about Malik Davis. Okay, yes, he's a great preseason, a training camp guy. We know what he is. Put him aside. Rico, let's not even talk about his ass, Dave.
No, no,
Okay,
bringing Kareem Hunt called a
right.
day.
And then you look at Ronald Jones, still a good back, solid back, but a backup. But then you
Mhm.
talk about A1 Tony Pollard here. How's he going to
Hey,
react off that
would
injury?
you
How's
not
he going to
love
look?
to see Kareem Hunt back up Pollard?
No, I would be fine with it. I'll be fine with
I'd
this.
be
Going to be a cheap
totally
price.
fine with it.
I'll be cool with that. Dave, what is today? Wednesday. I go to church on Sunday. All right,
Yeah.
that's what I'll do.
Dak
Remind
going
me.
around the end, little option to Kareem Hunt. Oh man,
No,
I'm down.
I don't even think an option. I would like to see him right up the gut as well.
Well, not even two. Either way, I'm down on it. I'm
I
okay
mean,
with it.
you look at his time with Nick Chubb. It was a solid 1-2 punch. A lot of times, Dave, you thought about who's going to play, who's going to be in here. Is it going to be Hunt? Is it going to be Chubb? Who's playing? Who's
Mm-hmm.
playing? Pick your poison, really. I mean, Chubb is
Chubb is
Chubb.
good. Chubb is
Chubb is
really good.
Chubb is Chubb, but Kareem Hunt's no slouch either.
No, no, he's not. And
Yeah,
I think he would take 3 to 4, to be honest with you. And
yeah.
even, I mean, 1 year, 3 mil, 4 year mil, I'm okay with that.
And the thing is good. I mean, it's pretty good to sign a running back right now, Dave, because the market right now they're being
Mhm.
overlooked. Of course, Jacobs hasn't signed yet. We know he's not
But
going to sign for a while.
yeah, what's up with him? Where's he at?
Listen, I understand what he's saying, man. Running backs, man. Listen, to me, I don't care what anybody says out to me. Everybody can debate me, whatever you want. The most important player in a position, of course, in reality, in truth be told,
It's the running back.
it's the quarterback. It's the
Well,
quarterback,
quarterback, right? But
number one. But
I
to
get it.
me, running back is third on my list. Number
Mhm.
two to me is your offensive line, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. That's a given.
I do a thing up here, Dave,
But
where everybody wants to be a running back. So what I do is after practice once a week, and it's usually on a Wednesday. We did it tonight, actually. I
mhm.
go out there and I say, okay, all my running backs. I have 5 running backs on the team, and I say, okay, all the running backs, your center, your guard, your tackle, your tackle, and I keep my QB where they're at, and I say, okay, all my offensive linemen take a turn running the ball right up the A gut. Starting defense, go straight ahead, knock them out if you can.
I'm
Dave,
not disagreeing with you.
I've seen running backs knock the hell out of starting defensive linemen.
Real quick, didn't you find it kind of funny that in 1 week the running backs actually all got jobs?
But you know what? The funny thing is, the best one's still not signed yet. Bradley
That's what I'm saying. And Benjamin's still not signed yet, but still between, Zeke goes to New England and what's it called? Went to the Jets. It's just like all of a sudden our running backs are starting to get jobs all.
I mean, I honestly thought it was going to be a trend where Saquon signed a franchise tag. They boosted it up to 11 million with incentives to give him the 11 million, like a million more. I understand that. That's what to me. I thought Jacobs was going to sign right away. I'm like, okay, Jacobs is going to fall in line. Saquon signed it. I'm going to sign it. Still not signed.
Right. I don't get it.
But I think now's the time to sign a running back on a 2 to 3 year deal.
I think Kareem Hunt would be I really do. I just think he'd be the perfect fit.
I'd give him a 2 year deal for
I would too.
6 million total. 2 years, lock him up. I think
Jerry would do that, or Steven would do that, and because we still have money left over, so why not?
Exactly. Now I know, Dave. We play the Seahawks next week. A lot of people talk about X and O's of the game. I don't like to talk about X and O of preseason.
That's in Seattle too.
Yeah. Like I don't like to talk about the preseason game X and O's because of the fact that you're going to see a vanilla offense versus starters versus no starters, miswashed offensive line, quarterback not in, wide receivers not in, backs we won't see. So I can't take a lot away from this. When I look at preseason, I look at where will Deuce Vaughn fit in? Where will Kayvon Turpin fit in? Where will
they have spots for him? You know that.
No, of course. I look at where they'll fit in on the team, or who's going to be that 53 man to make the team on special teams. That's what I look at.
That's the question. I can't answer that. I really. But
Dave, before we get into final thoughts here, Dave, there is one name that I really want to mention. This guy, Demarion Overshawn, 5 tackles, 2 solo tackles.
I know. I thought about you too when I read that. I was like, man, he is on fire right now. I was like, you love this kid. And I told you before, a friend of mine who, when they drafted him, he was like, you got Overshown. I'm like, yeah, we got him. He's like, that's a great pick. And I was like,
he's very smart. Like I actually went. I didn't watch it live. I watched the first quarter when Cooper Rush was in because I wanted to see how he demanded the ball. And then I turned it off. I had some things to do. Then I went back and watched it on a replay. Watched every play from the second quarter to fourth quarter. And there was one play where Demarion Overshown stood out to me, Dave, where I was like, I love this kid. If I'll look for it, I'll video it, Dave, and I'll send it to you. He made one bad play where he went the wrong way. He was playing outside linebacker. It was a sweep to his side. He bit on the play. He totally overshot and went inside the gap. The running back got like 15 yards on that play. Dave, they showed him coming off the field, smacking his helmet, like literally like beating the shit out of his own self.
I believe it.
Next set, he comes back in, Dave. First play, tackle for loss.
Right.
And then you know who the first player went over to him and said something to him? Micah Parsons.
Of course.
I don't know what he said to him, but all he did was like one of these, like this, like one of those Brock Lesnar or whatever the wrestler does like that. He did that, and he just pointed to him, and right after that, next quarter, 5 tackles, 3 for loss. Great guy. I can't wait to see this guy start. I think it's going to be a solid D, top 3.
Yeah, Overshown is really he's going to be very exciting to watch this year.
I can't wait. I'm
excited. I'm excited for it too.
I can't wait. But Dave, before we always do this, man. Final thoughts. What do you got?
Already? Man, this show went fast.
I know we're only going to do a half hour, Dave. But listen, when Cowboy Nation talks, we talk forever, man.
Yeah, this is true.
Exactly. So, what are your
final thoughts? Preseason is upon us, guys, and we dodged a couple bullets with some injuries.
Big time.
With Parsons, and thank you. Welcome back, Zach Martin, which was a blessing in disguise because that could have been that really could have been worse than what it really became. Thank God for that. Guys, we're like 3 weeks away from football. I mean, it's right around the corner. So enjoy the preseason, which I know is tough to do because it's just guys playing for jobs. That's the way I look at it. And let's just hope nobody gets seriously injured in practice or in training camp. And football's here, guys. That's my last thing. Enjoy it.
Exactly. I'll say exactly what you did, Dave. Listen, week 2 is coming up here. We dodged some bullets, of course, with the Donovan Wilson scare, a Micah Parsons scare. Yes, we signed Zach Martin. Zach, go out there and get your feet wet. Just practice what you practice. Get your game situation back. We know what you are, all universe. Go out and sign the pieces that we need. Let's learn from preseason action. Let's learn what builds our team better. Jerry, Steven, go out and sign them. But real quick, there's a name that I really didn't mention since we started the show this season, Dave. If you remember last year, one of our Cowboy members passed away, George Canals as well, one of Evan's friends who was a Cowboy fan. Yes. We always remember Cowboy Nation fans of all of us. We have his name up top. And guys, just because we didn't say his name, he is not forgotten. He's one of our members of Dallas Cowboy Nation. So, George, listen, man, we dedicated the whole season for you, and I told you your name's going to be on our banner all the way up there, of course, and you're right in the middle. Rest in peace, George Canals. So, guys, let's have a great season in honor of all the fallen Cowboy, fans that we've always had. And let's continue this ride, man. Quest for 6, baby.
Real quick, I forgot one thing. Congratulations to DeMarcus Ware, who made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, just don't sing in the national anthem again, please.
Yes, please don't do that.
That's all I'm going to say is please just don't sing in the national. I love you, D. Ware. You're the second best 94 to ever play for the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, I think Charles Haley was better. I really do. But
you do?
Yes, I do, Dave. I do.
Wow.
For his stature and his time frame where he played in a different era.
That's a whole wow. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I understand. It's like LeBron versus Kobe situation, different era or not. No, I want to say Magic Johnson, Larry Bird versus what the game is now, different version. The NFL was more physical during Charles Haley's time, Dave.
Well, Charles Haley, I mean, he was on Super Bowl teams, multiple Super Bowl teams, with the Niners and the Cowboys. So,
exactly.
I mean, I get it. I see where you're coming from.
I still call him the OG 94. I really do.
Of course.
I call him the OG.
Virginia man, right? From college?
Don't even know, honestly.
He went to not William and Mary. What's that other one?
James Madison.
James Madison. Yes. James Madison.
See that? Yeah.
I knew he was a Virginia. I knew it was Virginia College. I had to think about it for a second.
That's right. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago off
My
stage.
brain had to think about that. Yeah, exactly.
I remember James Madison. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. My final thoughts would be the same thing. So, guys, this is be healthy. And, of course, we will be next week. Our special guest, Steve, had an emergency, so he couldn't hop on tonight. So, we're going to have him on in 3 weeks. So, whatever your emergency was, please get better. Take care of your family.
I hope everything's okay.
Definitely. We'll have you on whenever you're available. His name is Steve. On Twitter, you can check out Steve TPX, or you can actually go to Pick Six Sports Dallas and check out Steve as well, our special guest tonight. And he'll be back on in about 3 weeks to hop on with us. So whatever happened out there, hey, listen, man, we hope that you're all well and your family's better, of course. Mm-hmm. And this is him right here, guys. Right there, Steve Pick Six Sports. You can check him out. He was supposed to be on tonight, but give him a shout out, give him a like. He's great.
Are we going to do any shout outs? Jason Fine Law?
Of course we are.
Okay. I was just wondering.
If I don't do Jason Fine, you'll kick my ass. So I better.
This is true. You better put him on there.
I better do it. So hey guys, listen, one of our proud sponsors out there, J Fine Law, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, Jason Fine. Motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. Call him personally. He's actually my boss right now as well. I've been working for about 15 years total. So give him a call. He has offices in Pittsburgh, Cherry Hill, Philadelphia. So give him a call, 1-800-HURT-123. Also, guys, listen, I know it's 10:30 at night. If you don't drink coffee and you need some coffee, you better get it.
Hey, you late night workers, you might need some.
Yes, exactly. Ken Fry's a perfect example. He lives off Monkey Cold Coffee. Use promo code OOTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. Bourbon chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, and the new brand Samaritan blend for all you regular coffee drinkers out there. And if you want a snack, good God, get their rum cake. I'll tell you, it's good. But after you eat it, please don't drive because it is serious. It knocked my ass out. It really did, Dave. And last but not least, guys, our newest sponsor, national sponsor, Dugout Mugs, the ultimate game day mug. Listen, Christmas is coming up, and I like the Atlanta Braves, so if you love me, use promo code OOTB Sports 20. That's 20% off your entire order at dugoutmugs.com. Listen, they not only do just baseball mugs, guys. They do custom mugs. I actually ordered one. My out-of-the-box custom mug will be here in hopefully about another week. It's got the confirmation that it's been produced. It's in shipment now. Not in shipment, but in whatever, like checking, whatever. So I can't wait. I'll probably display it because what better way, 2 shots in one. Watch the 215 Boys shows. Watch the Out-of-the-Box Sports Network. Put your Monkey Cold Coffee in a Dugout mug and call it a day, brother. That's all.
And you're good. You're good to go.
You are good to go. But last but not least, Dave, what about this schedule we have, brother?
Yeah, Monday nights we have Joystick Junkies at 6:30. Is that right? I'm sorry, 4:30. 4:30. My fault. I'm sorry. 6:30 we got the Sully Squad.
6
and 8. Yeah, 6:30. 6 p.m. Sully Squad. I'm sorry, my little off there. And 8:30 Big Blue Power Hour with the big Giants fans. Tuesday night 6:30 we have the Commanders Gridiron show. Check that out if you like Washington. If you're a Washington Commander fan, you'll enjoy that. And I believe at 8:30 it's extra innings with me and Sully. We talk Major League Baseball all day, well all night I should say. Wednesday nights or Wednesday mornings I'm trying to Bat Cave with Ken Fry. You enjoy that. And 8 o'clock what am I reading here?
We got the College Football Frenzy with myself and Bill Furman.
College Football Frenzy.
We were back tonight. Great show for all you college fans.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good to see you guys back in action. That's great. Welcome, Bill Furman.
Yes.
8:30 got that, us of course, them 215 Boys talking Dallas Cowboy football. And Thursday nights you have Fuji's Philly Flair at 7 o'clock. I think
we will be doing a new category for that one. We are actually next week proudly debuting a new show out there, guys. Dave, I'll have to say this one real quick. Next Thursday night, the brand new debut of the NFC East table. If you want the trash talking, you don't like those Giants, you don't like those Commanders, you don't like those Eagles, you don't like I-Team, whoever you root for, hop on in here because the shit talking will begin next Thursday, 7 p.m. on the network here. But Dave, I mean, I tell you, this lineup has something for everybody.
We do. Friday nights, don't forget the Atomic Drop podcast with me and Big Ken talking WWE wrestling.
Yes.
It's a great show. Check us out. We have a great time with it.
Yes.
Saturday is 11 a.m. You have the Irish pregame show. You Notre Dame fans out there. Yes. That's 11 a.m. on Saturday. I know you guys love that you're Irish.
Oh, you know it.
And I believe there's a post-game show with the Irish too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I'm going to be doing the show, Dave. So probably about an hour before the game every Saturday, whatever time it is, I'll hop on and talk about the Notre Dame pregame, and as well because I know we're going to win pretty much every week. I'll do the postgame show as well. But Dave, real quick, that 10 o'clock show, the Vegas sports scene there, okay,
Yes.
guys, if you like that show, stay tuned because there's going to be some breaking news about that show coming up in about the next
I
3 weeks.
think I heard something about that. I don't know exactly what's going on
Yeah,
with
so
that.
make sure you stay tuned with that one because some
Yeah.
big updates are coming to that show pretty soon.
Good for Ken. I'm happy for him.
Can't wait, can't wait.
Yeah, Ken's doing a great job.
Mhm.
And I believe that's okay. And like I said, coming soon, the NFC's table, which Paul just mentioned. The debate room, very exciting.
Mhm.
And lights, camera, action. If you're a movie person, that's your show to watch. If you like movies, we've that for you too. And the Birds Corner. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-out Eagles program for you guys once a week. We're still working on that one, but hopefully get up right before the season starts. So all you Eagles fans, we do have you covered too. We're not going to eliminate you off the network.
And don't forget the Old School Show, which actually is coming up soon. And I think we are covering the 93 Phillies, if I'm not mistaken.
And I believe that's going to be sometime to be announced next Thursday night. I'm not sure of the time yet, but we'll try to get that on next Thursday for you. It's either going to be after the NFC East show or right before that. We'll start working on
the last Old School Show, they covered the 86 Mets, if I'm not.
Yes,
am I right?
Ken and Joe Sullivan. Mm-hmm. Yep,
okay.
Great show. Great show.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, please, out there, as we always say, please like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere out there. So, to all of our viewers out there, thank you so much. Listen, you're out there checking in. We know you're watching out there. Just chime in to us. Let us know you're out there. We don't bite. We're Cowboys fans.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
We'd love to hear from you. And all our viewers that checked in, thank you so much. We appreciate you. So, Dave, my brother, are you ready to get out of here for another week of
let's do it. Let's roll out of here.
Let's get out of here, guys. For myself, Paul Spencer, and of course the showstopper, Mr. Dave Yarnell. We will see you next Wednesday night, prime time, 9:30, and 215 boys. We'll see you then.
Go, boys, go.
Let's go, boys.